1, 2, 3. Well, I've gone on and I thank Proving Ground for developing, or I believe they developed, the Lunchbox machine learning plugin, which I've actually been looking around a little bit because if you know me by now, I don't like plugins too much, but I realize, with the basic tools up to display in Grasshopper, it's wonderful to get in here and realize that it is about points, curves, and simple surfaces being generated from that, at least as a sculptor. So this is a very nice algorithm that I'm going to show you basically, and I'll show you how to build it from scratch. It's a populating 3D. That's actually what I'm doing, and I'll show this in detail. And I'm running it through a sequential minimal optimization regression, which is a pretty amazing node that's been created for you. And in doing so, your points, your series gets put into points. The points can then be manipulated by that series and re-evaluated as those points, and you see that nice interpolated curve that happens. And of course, once I have that, I put on a revolve, and the second half of the script is just a very basic extrusion to make that work. So your nodes that really affect this like crazy would be this one. I mean, if you're looking for a form, thinking that this is closed and getting some beautiful shapes, and it's basically using the sensibility of the user and the machine to kind of come in play of what you want. You can see here that I can string it out and I can bring it back in, and then I have a couple of tools over here that if I leave this fairly low and these kind of minimal in their approach, I can extend this one up. I can even take it higher than maybe a vessel might actually end up being, and get some bulbous patterns going in the end. But really, it's just a creation of a machine learning curve, which is points that run through a populated geometry. So if you can keep your eye on the ball there as I run through this, it is pretty amazing. If I don't stagger out of it, and I just don't want to have to bother doing anything. You see that it's in the box, and the ones above the box are less influenced by it. And then hopefully I will not leave this node when I do that again. You can see how I can manipulate that curve by the scale of the box, by the data coming in, and that data can be generated any way you want. Now that's outside of the box, so that's kind of fun playing off of that. And then this is where it gets really funky when you start to pull and push. And it really is just kind of dealing with what you can play with geometrically, mathematically, but this is a nice way that it's actually using a nonlinear regression to pump through, I believe that's what it is. It's a sequential minimal optimization regression. And if we click on that, we find that that's over in Lunchbox, and all of these wonderful little algorithms have been dropped in. And quite honestly, I'm not going to write the scripts to these algorithms. But considering that I am a hybrid, today's day and age, the designer is really half machine, half human. To start having some choices being made by both, that would be wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk you through the building of this script from nothing, and I may take you into my simple script, which is how I extrude surfaces and get everything nice and closed. I do like the way this curve kind of do-si-does over here. If you have a peek at it, it kind of creeps around the side of that middle piece, and that makes for a strange continuity or something different than your regular revolve because I've staggered it. So I think that's a very nice form to play with. And once again, I can take this up and I can do some kind of fun, funky things with that. And it actually gets very interesting when it gets very small, I find. And, just playing off of this. And you can always play with the dimensions of it as well. But a nice little vessel. I love the way that twists. If you actually keep an eye on that and watch how that kind of comes across and behaves in different patterns, I think that's really kind of beautiful. And look at the way that thing just jumps in a heartbeat to become this nice revolve tool. And, symmetry is one thing I like to get away from, but since I'm trying to learn machine learning and generate some of these cool vessels, like a potter on a wheel or a caster or a glass blower or whatever, I'm just doing it through digital media and digital modeling. So I hope you enjoy, and I will take this out and show you how to create this script. It's pieced from some of their examples, but I've pared it down and I've done things with it. So really the essence of it is just that node. And once you figure out how to use that node and put your inputs and outputs into it, you're going to be fine in what the test means for it. Now, you can always right-click on here and hit Help and read through what you want, but you'll have to go a little deeper to find out how those solvers are working for X and Y. And you can go online and figure that out as well. Anyway, I'm going to watch through their wonderful video tutorials and sessions on Proving Ground, and I should get some wonderful ideas as I go. So thanks very much for watching.